Hi, this is Joseph Tan here from goodmonday.com. Today is the third video in our series on my life roles. We covered my life role as a person, talking about my inner life, and then we spoke about being a provider. That has to do with your role in contributing in the workplace. For today, we're going to focus in your role as a proclaimer. Now, what's a proclaimer? A proclaimer has to do not so much with your job description, it has to do with your life message. When people look at my life, there's actually a message that I'm sending out. The thing is this: is my life sending out a consistent message, or is my life sending out a confusing message? In defining your life message, you have to identify the people group that you care about. Your life message is very weak when the only people you care about is I, me, and myself. However, you have a powerful life message if you can identify one or two particular people group that you have a burden for, that you care about intensely. This will help you to develop a clear life message and something for you to shout about, and something for you to feel a sense of achievement and joy and satisfaction in living up your life role in this particular area. So as a proclaimer, before you decide on your life message, you need to ask a fundamental question. What is my burden? And not only just burden, who do I feel especially burdened to care for, to help, and to assist? For example, do you care for the underprivileged, for those who are poor, and for those who may not have the means to live a normal standard of living? Or do you care for distressed families? You feel especially drawn to parents or those who are having marital issues? Or are you drawn to the elderly or young adults who may need help in their career or in their emotional journey? Teenagers, orphans, the list goes on. For many of us, the type of burdens that we face on a daily basis are the KPIs and the goals that are imposed upon us by our boss. I think it's time that we take time off to reflect not so much on our job, but on our life. What sort of message and legacy do I want to leave behind? So I'm going to share with you a few simple steps on how you can identify that right burden that has been specially designed just for you, that right burden that is a sense of calling that only you can meet with your special set of skills and disposition. Here we go. One practical way to identify your burden is when you read the news. What type of news touch your heart? What type of news cause you to linger on in terms of thinking about it even after reading that particular article? What sorts of news trigger a sense of injustice, so much so that it motivates you to want to do something about it? You see, what you read and think about regularly gives you a clue as to the type of people group that you would like to help, and they can become a sign pointing you towards that burden which will form your life message. You might be surprised to find that there are many groups out there that actually focuses on meeting needs of various people groups, those working with children, those working with elderly, those working with the natives. So what you can do is try joining one or two of these groups, because when you get together with like-minded people, a certain spark can fly. When people of like-mindedness get together, there could be certain things which resonate between you and members of the group, and it confirms your burden. The third step is to solicit feedback. Feedback from who? Well, feedback from the people group whom you are serving. For example, if you feel a burden for young children should be able to give you positive feedback. Uncle, auntie, what you did was especially touching. I really enjoy your storytelling session. Or when you minister and you serve the elderly or visit patients in the hospital, they give you a teary eye look and they are so appreciative of what you have done. So feedback from the people you serve will give you a confirmation or a redirection concerning your burden. It could be that you need to go through some seasons of trial and error and you may not get some positive feedback, but don't give up, because every effort that you try brings you closer in identifying your burden. You see, when you have identified your burden to serve a particular people group, your life message becomes very clear. And when your life message becomes very clear, what happens is that you then become a point of inspiration. You become a role model. And what you are actually proclaiming are not just words alone. You are proclaiming your life. You are proclaiming a good life. And what you are doing is that as you proclaim, you are actually duplicating your efforts when others are inspired by what you have done. Because when they look at your life, they don't just see a life, they see a message behind that life. And it's a worthwhile and noble message that they want to follow. And truly, then this becomes a life worth living. Don't you agree? This is Joseph Tan here from goodmonday.com. Thanks for watching.